When a child dies, there is a natural reaction to withdraw. You go into a self-preservation mode. There may be feelings of embarrassment, shame, or guilt, all of which are normal. You likely wanted to close off from the rest of the world. I know I did. Escape feelings of judgment, the questions, or even to pretend that it never happened. Again, all of these are normal. It used to be that people didn't talk about child loss. The topic was so taboo, yet today we lose so much control over what information is shared, with who, and when. Social media can make grief and child loss more difficult, but there's also ways it can be helpful. Today, I'm going to talk about each side of the social media coin, and I'm going to give you some tips that you may find helpful as you move forward. I'm Emily Graham, bereaved parent, writer, and grief coach at After Child Loss. If you've experienced child loss and are trying to survive grief and life after that loss, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell. If your loss occurred any time over the last decade, chances are social media has come into play at some point. I have a very vivid memory of sitting on a couch beside my son's hospital bed. We knew the only thing keeping him alive at that point were those life support machines he was hooked up to. Everyone in our family had started getting on planes. They were all flying to us. It was only a matter of time before news broke beyond that small group that we had let in. And family starts talking, friends start talking. It's shocking news, so people want to share it. While it may come from a place of concern and love, it places a lot of pressure on those of us in the trenches of a brand new loss. I felt this overwhelming need to be the first person to post it on social media. I remember being so angry that it was even a consideration that day. These were the final hours of my son's life, and I knew that if I didn't post something first, then somebody else would be telling our story, and that idea did not sit well with me at all. When I look back on that moment, it still makes me angry. I hear a lot of parents share how publicity or media attention related to their child's death was trauma-inducing. In so many situations, we lose the ability to control the narrative or even decide who's worthy of hearing our story. After my son's death, I maintained my social media accounts. I know a lot of parents don't. There's a lot of triggers that happen in social media. Pictures of new babies, baby showers, child's birthday parties, Facebook memories. It can be really hard to hear people talk about how sad they are to watch their children grow up. It can be hard to see your child's friends grow up or reach milestones that your child will never hit. It can be hard to share photos and memories and not feel like you're being supported by the people who you thought would be your biggest supporters. Even more so, it can be hard to see people being so dang happy all the time. Social media is a minefield for a griever, but it can also be beneficial. It is a great way to connect with other bereaved parents. There are Facebook pages out there dedicated to child loss content, resources, support. I have a personal grief blog and a Facebook page called Just Playing House. From a grief coaching standpoint, I have a page for After Child Loss. Pages like these can provide a gentle reminder that you are not alone. The content that gets posted, it can give some new perspective. It can help you process your own loss or your own grief. There are also private Facebook groups dedicated to bereaved parents. I have one called Living After Child Loss. There are so many, and you can find one that fits your specific needs. My group provides a safe space for parents to tell their story, memories, and share with no judgment. Everybody who's there gets it, and you get no better support than from somebody walking the exact same path. Oftentimes, just reading other people's stories, offering your own advice and comfort can go a long way in helping you heal. I get messages almost daily from people who express just how much being in those spaces has helped them to process their grief and to not feel so alone. In a society where we've been taught not to talk about death or where you feel pressure not to talk about child loss, these avenues provide a really safe space. You can connect over similar circumstances or stories. You can create friendships that may not have otherwise been found, right? Get the support that you're looking for. This connection is a key ingredient in healing. So, how do you balance all the negative effects with the positive ones with social media? I'm going to share some tips with you, some examples. Let's say you lost your child to stillbirth and your cousin has just delivered her brand new baby. If you prefer not to see her post for 30 days, you can snooze her by clicking on the 3 dots next to her post. You will also see an option to hide all of her posts. So technically, you can avoid, right? They don't know, so you can avoid their post in your feed and you can make social media an easier place to be. You can also process that situation, right? And when you are ready to turn them back on or reconnect, re-engage, just reset those settings. If you have a family member or a friend who constantly comments on posts you make about your child and you find them hurtful, you can block them from seeing those posts. So before you make your post, you can set your audience. And at the top of your post, you'll see like a little drop-down box. It'll probably say friends. Select that drop-down box. You'll see all the options that you have to set your audience. Choose all friends except and put that person's name in there. If they can't see your post, they can't make the comments and cause hurt. So many people also choose to join those private Facebook groups because they can post freely there, right? Friends and family can't see the things that you're sharing, and so it allows people to open up in a way that they couldn't otherwise. It's also okay to go through your friends list and completely clean house. You get to decide at this point who's in your life, where you place boundaries. You get to decide who is worthy of knowing your story or having access to your personal life. You also can completely disengage and turn it off as long as you want to. There's a way that you can, close down your account without it completely going away, and you just go back when you're ready to go back. As I said, there are a lot of pros and cons to social media. Take a break when you need to, come back and find the support that you're looking for. If you found this video at all helpful, please like, comment, share. Thank you.